What's up, y'all? This is Rom coming back at you with yet another car video. For real, though, dimes are rare. Yeah, and I spelled, though, THO, okay? Just go with it. Just go with it, because I know how some folks are. But for real, though, dimes are rare. I was thinking about a conversation I had offline. It was a group of us, including Master Teacher BGS, right? No, you ain't getting a link to it. Anyway, we talk about everything, but we briefly mentioned, like, the dimes out here. Like, there ain't even so much as men calling women dimes. Though you get a lot of men who call women dimes, but women who call themselves dimes. Cause y'all ever see these videos and stuff and they be announcing what they are? They be like, I'm a dime. And you be like, honey, come on now, stop. Just stop. Just stop, okay? You ain't a dime. Because BGS said something that was very profound, very simple, very to the point. If they a dime, they should be able to make money as a model or be able to compete in a beauty contest. Like, fellas, if you ever deal with a woman and she try to say I'm this or I'm all that, ask her, somebody like that at the very minimum is going to get a big following on IG. You know, there's going to be a guy trying to holler at her all the time, even when you with her. If that's not your woman, she's not a dime. Get that out of your head. Get that out of her head. She needs to be more humble about it. See, you got a lot of guys calling some women dimes, a lot of women calling themselves dimes, but they rare. They rare. Because if a woman, think about something, if a woman got a beautiful face, if she got a beautiful face and a killer body, which would make her a dime, or at least, you know, she ain't out of shape, she in like the best shape for her frame and all of that stuff. Okay, maybe you can argue she's a dime, but let's be real, most women out here ain't that. And, you know, if you get a woman and she trying to say that, oh, I'm a dime. No, honey, you're not. Show me who you modeled with. Tell me how many beauty contests you've been in, please. Because a woman like that, she ain't going to have peace walking down the street. Because guys always going to be trying to get at her. You get some women up there, they ain't got no guys trying to get at them. Or something, going to be stupid around them, something. If they were like that beautiful. Best most of a lot of women are maybe above average, but that don't make them a dime. And see, that's not just, if you deal with a woman like that, I don't even take her seriously. Like, whatever, honey, you need to humble yourself. And let's just be real. If they were a dime, they have men handing them money. They probably don't. Let's just be real with it. There's going to be some men who hand them money. When you run into women like that, okay, maybe. And even them, maybe in the 8 to 10 range, maybe very attractive. Most women at best are above average. At best, slightly above average. And most of the time, they got to fix themselves up to that point. There's only very, 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 very few that's at that level. So you meet a woman and she trying to tell you that, just look at her, just ask yourself, well, okay, would I be sliding in her DMs on like TikTok or IG? Could she compete in a beauty contest? Could she make money as a model? If the answers to those questions are no, you need to say, honey, first of all, if you're dealing with a woman like that, don't. Because she ain't being realistic. If she's thinking she's a dime and all of that, she ain't gonna do what women really need to do to get a man, which is be cooperative. Shoot, she gotta be cooperative as hell. You know? If that's not the case with her. And that's also, you know, some guys out here thinking, be like, oh, I'm only gonna mess with, because there's been plenty of times I've said, you know, get with a woman, be realistic, get with a woman like in your lane, and some guys still say, well, I'm just gonna get dimes. That's a lying-ass motherfucker. Okay, where you at to meet him? Like, I remember one man didn't have somebody a detractor coming against me talking about he's dated nothing but dimes. I'm like, he's a lying ass motherfucker. Where you at to date them? I'd be like, maybe some women you considered attractive, but let's just be real. So those women were placed in a beauty contest. So those women could make money as a model. So those women would get a big following on IG with just a couple pictures. That's when you know. You can look at her following. How many dudes liking her pic or something? And even then, if you really look at something like IG, it ain't even so much about the woman's face. It is about her body. Very few women getting a guy just on their face any damn way. They better have a nice breasts, nice butt, flat stomach, and all that shit. Regardless of who they are, regardless of their frame and shit. But you got a lot of women, they tripping. And a lot of them, I'm gonna be real, a lot of them tripping because a lot of guys put them up on a pedestal and shit. Even though they don't deserve to be on one. No women really, even a dime, don't deserve to be on one. But you got a lot of guys gonna put them on a pedestal anyway, thinking the shit easy or something. God damn, girl. Yeah, you slow down too. Oh, okay. Yeah. So a woman, nice body, wouldn't call her a dime and shit. But then, like I said, you got a lot of dudes too. A lot of dudes need to be honest about what they can get, what they are getting, and what they can get. Now, if you say you getting a bunch of 6s and 7s, I'll be like, all right, depending on where you at. All right, maybe. But if somebody's saying 8s and 10s, I'm like, nah. Or somebody waiting for one. All right. And this is something for somebody talking about, well, because I still never forget. Every now and then I'm going to get some dudes like, I just going to mess with dimes. Okay. All right. Where you meeting them at, dog? Where you meeting them? Don't act like you're meeting them on the street. What city you living in? What city you living in? What town? Where you meeting them? How you meeting them? What social circle you in? If you like, say you in a social circle with like you're a model and there's a bunch of models, I'll be like, okay. I got a couple dudes like that. At least one. Shout them out. Brother Sean. You know, that's about it. Otherwise, you ain't gonna meet. And even if you in like certain social circles, you might meet some women. Best you'll meet is a woman who's like fixed up or some shit like that, right? That's about it. But you got some women out here tripping, some men tripping, and I'm like, nah, be realistic. Like as a man, you just want a woman who's adjustable, who's going to at least fix up. A woman who fixes up at least is going to be a 5, at least, because a lot of women don't fix up out here. So as a man, first of all, you just deal with that woman who's going to fix herself up. At the minimum, fix herself up. I'm saying at a minimum. You know, look nice, hit the gym. You know, seriously. Oh, speaking of the gym, for those dudes, like I said, once again, I saw a fine woman at the gym. I was like, oh, okay. But I always hold back no matter how fine, because she walking out with this dude, big old brolic dude. You know, I ain't see them work out together. Until you know for sure, just take your time with it. All right? Don't be in a rush. Oh, man. But getting back to what I was saying, ain't that many dimes out here. Ain't that many. Hey, and shoot, if a bunch of dudes acting like Chads are getting all the women, there ain't that many of them either. Ain't that many of them. That's why I always tell men, don't worry about Chad, don't worry about these dimes. And you gotta deal with the women who are gonna be most cooperative. Because the women who are like very attractive thing, you gotta have a lot to even deal with them. I ain't saying don't deal with them, but you gotta, first of all, you gotta be mentally strong. Because somebody always gonna come out. or somebody always gonna come at them. So you can't be insecure with them. Somebody gonna come at them. Somebody gonna hand them money. Some dude who hitting the gym more than you. Some dude taller than you. So consensusly more handsome. It's always gonna be in the picture. Somebody always gonna come forward. Shit. For some of y'all dudes out there deal with that woman, she might have an average face and a killer body. Y'all know what I'm talking about. Shoot, somebody always coming for her. You gotta be cool with it. Shoot, I remember when I was at that self-improvement summit down in Houston. We had this club. I can't remember the name of the club. But this dude was trying to holler at this woman. And we knew the woman because the dude was one of the dudes, locals that was at it. That's a tall dude. And I said, damn, man, dude. You ain't mad at her or mad because this dude tried to holler at his girl. It was like, whatever. He was cool with it. He had to be. She was fine. I wouldn't call her a dime, but she was fine. Oh, Lord. Yeah, I just saw a funny political sticker. I ain't getting into all of that. I'm a registered independent. I'll leave it at that. So anyway, though, yeah, that's funny as shit. But, I don't feel like any bots like hitting the comment section, so I ain't gonna comment, but it's just funny. Anyway, don't trip. See, as a man, first of all, you want a woman who's at least gonna try to keep herself fixed up. Because Dymes got shelf lives any fucking way. So unless you just saying you're gonna be player for your life, you need to just deal with cooperative women. Somebody gonna fix up. Ain't nothing wrong with a 6 or a 7. Ain't nothing wrong. They're still above average. All right, I say stick with that. Dimes are rare. Now, if you can meet one, that's not a bad thing if you can actually meet one, but then you got to worry about all the other stuff. Now, if you can deal with all that other stuff, all the guys hitting on her, some guys hitting on her while you standing right there, yeah, you got to be ready to throw. Guys handing them money and shit. If you that thorough, you can get that. Hey, you need to be doing videos. But let's just be real. Most men ain't that thorough. You get some men, I'm going to tell you something. You get some average looking men who might get that dime, but I guarantee they got something else going on. You got to have something, because think about something. You got to compete. You ain't getting some dime and nobody's trying to get it. Like I said, hell, she going to have about a minimum 20 men try to holler at her during the day. Probably about 5 women. Let's just be real. Shoot. Aggressive lesbians are like, they hardcore. They don't give a fuck. Like, you got those bush lesbians, shoot, they crack. They'll crack on a woman. They don't give a fuck. You can be right there. Remember my ex-wife, now co-parent. We were like doing some vending at this fashion show, and this serious bush lesbian was trying to crack on her. Serious. I'm standing right there. I'm like, there's some shit. Seriously. And I wouldn't put her at a dime. I put her up there at the time, maybe a 7. I'm talking about my co-parent. And I don't have no problem with that. I don't have no problem with saying that. Nothing against her. Because it's still above average. But I stayed in my lane. You got a lot of guys thinking they gonna get it done. First of all, 1, they rare. 2, okay, so what are you doing that's standing out to her? Because you compete. I mean, there's no ifs, ands, and buts. You gotta compete. Because trust me, even if you doing everything right, there's always going to be somebody who's trying to holler. Always somebody trying to get at her. Always. In fact, if you, I'm I was gonna give y'all a secret. Y'all can always get a woman who got a man or a boyfriend. Nah, I ain't giving that away. That was some game. That's my door. I ain't giving that one away. Let's just say if somebody know it though, yeah, your ass gotta be on your P's and Q's. Cause I'm gonna tell you what, you got a woman like that. Other dudes just looking for an opening. Seriously, they just looking for an opening. And as soon as you slip up someplace, they right in there. Now, if you can live with that, okay. That's if you can even find one. Yeah. Just trust me, you get those dimes and stuff. The rare ones that are. Shit. Hell, even women ain't on that level. If they up there, if they even above average, they've had dudes try to get at them from high school. Like a lot of dudes who, I remember working with this teacher, he worked out at one of the gyms I was at. He was telling me, got a lot of young girls there, got some dudes in their 20s coming in their cars to pick them up. It's fucked up, but yeah, it happens. The competition thing ain't no joke. That competition thing is not any joke. So you gotta ask yourself several questions. One, do you want to compete? You know, first, stay rare. Two, when you find one, and this ain't saying that shoot your shot. Y'all might not. Y'all might click. Let me be clear about that. But if you sitting there waiting for it, shoot, you might be by yourself for a long time. And you get some dudes trying to say, well, I don't mind, I'll be by myself. Well, you might be by yourself for life. Shit. What is it? The number of dimes, like what? 1 out of 10,000 women? And really, you'd be hard pressed to find a dime. Because they rare. And like I said, that's for the guys. If a woman try to say, well, I'm a 10, just look at her like. In fact, just ask her, has she placed in a beauty contest? Does she have a modeling contract? And does she have men just handing her the money? Following her and stuff? Shit. If she don't got all that shit, man, just be like, honey, just be cool. You need to be cooperative, okay? You need to be cooperative. Oh, man. That's another thing, too. When you get women on that level, I say in the 8 to 10 range, a whole lot of them are groupies. They're looking for like the pro athletes, and they're looking for the athletes, the singers and stuff. You look at those groupie things, shoot. That's when you better have a lot of money. Because they, like I said, they got a bunch of guys coming at them. So you got to have something about you to stand out. Stand out from other men. Because one thing with women are always comparing. Women are always comparing like men with each other. Always. As long as you understand that, you never have any problems. So if you want to beat them and shit, you gotta have that mindset. Like I said, body game. Make sure the Bible bless you. You gotta be thorough, even in personality. It's always a sexual competition. Yeah. I don't know, some guys get there. And I would say, final message for the ladies, be realistic where you stand. You know you gotta cooperate that, man. You ain't no damn dime. And for the guys, you ain't gonna really run into them that much. It's rare. You might get one every few months or something, you run into one. But unless you're in a social circle where it's a bunch of models or beauty queens, something like that, you ain't gonna run into them like that. So I would say for both sides, just be realistic about who you are, where you stand, what you got. Because ultimately it's about being realistic and who you gonna be with. realistic about it, then you'll be okay. Oh, yeah. That's right. It's going to be a little bit more crowded. Anyway, y'all. Go in here. Work in here. Go ahead and get some vittles. Food for those who don't know. Anyway, yo. Oh, man. That's all I got for now. What y'all think about it? Just be realistic, alright? Be realistic out here. It's rare you're going to run into a dime. Most of these women ain't dimes. And fellas, be realistic about what you can actually get, alright? So anyway, I'll talk to y'all. Peace.